But before that, I'm going to introduce our brand new co-host. We had to let Caden go, actually. The reviews weren't great.
For real, for real, for real, for real, for real.
All right, welcome to another Briones Pickleball podcast. This episode, we're going to be going over a lot. There's a lot to talk about. But before that, I'm going to introduce the Briones Pickleball Bear. All right.
Hi. Hey.
So, Caden just wasn't up to par here around here. And so we found this, the bear, and he, I don't know. What can you say about yourself?
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you for having me, Jordan. It's truly an honor, and I think I'll do a lot better than Caden. He's super ugly and kind of dumb, so I think I have a lot to prove, and I'm really excited to be a part of this.
Okay. All right. Give it up for the bear. Okay. For those of you not watching, this is actually just one of our little Briones Pickleball bears. Actually, Caden's still here, so don't worry about it, guys.
Dude, this bear's a jerk.
And gals.
Anyways.
All right. Wait. Hold on. Hold on.
Sorry. We still need that bear.
Yeah.
Huh?
Pick him back up. All right. We have a really good show for you. We're gonna be recapping the Atlanta PPA, and Caden's not fired.
Bro, did you hear what he said about me? I was kind of messed up.
Yeah. He's
I don't know. This bear's kind of on my bad list.
Caden's here to stay. We got a new bear in town, though. If you would like to purchase something like this, we have a little link in the description. You could purchase some Briones Pickleball merch. But we're going to talk about PPA. There's a lot of things happening, and we have a lot to get to today because Caden actually just got back from a trip in the Carolinas.
Correct.
And we have a lot to go over. And we're going to start with our strategy tip. We're going to go into a whole bunch of other things. We're going to actually start to do paddle reviews. So that's going to be really interesting and something for you all to watch out for. And Caden, it's good to have you back, dude.
Thank you. It's nice to be back. I got to say, I'm a little out of sorts here. I feel like I'm doing it again for the first time.
Yeah.
So, bear with us. If I say something dumb, just know it was a brain fart.
There you go.
And let's get this party started.
Let's get right to it. Before we get in, I do want to shout out to Selkirk, our paddle sponsor. Go check out some paddles in the description below. Check out our link below, and you can find some good ones there. You're using currently the Power Air?
Correct. I originally started using the Halo. Love the Halo. Wanted a little bit more pop, and switched to the Power Air Epic.
All right.
So far, so good. I love it.
Yeah. So he likes that poppier paddle. I like to control more. So I'm currently using the SOK Halo Max 16 millimeter. So go ahead and check those out. Those reviews are coming out soon. So let's get right into the pickleball tips, Caden, strategy tips. And I have a really interesting one. Actually, would you like to start?
Sure. I'll start it off.
Okay.
This is just something I have realized, over my years of pickleball, and even us pros tend to do it as well. But when you guys are playing and you guys are working on getting up to the kitchen line on your serve, it is important to always stop your feet when you are hitting the shot. So what I'm trying to say here is when you guys are hitting, you guys should not be moving, and your feet should not be moving. The main reason why I'm saying this today is because I actually had a student on Monday who didn't even realize that they were moving their feet
During their shots.
During their shots.
Yeah.
And every time I said, "Hey, what do you think you did wrong there?" They would look at me and go, "Was it my follow through?"
Yeah.
I would go, "Nope."
Yeah.
Down there. They go, oh, I didn't use my hips. And I'd go, no, not quite.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say a lot of the times we like to rush ourselves to the kitchen line and not focus so much on the shot in front of us. So if you guys do find yourselves hitting a shot, make sure those feet are stopped and set,
I like
and
that.
then make your way and make your progress towards the kitchen line.
I like that. So, yeah, you're talking about after your serve as you are approaching the net.
Yep.
I really like that. It starts in the feet, boys
right.
and girls. It starts
right.
in the feet. And because if we're moving, it becomes very difficult to control the ball and
Yeah.
hit the sweet spot and
Yeah.
things like that. I think of one of the things that kind of analogies that I use. I don't know if you played this, Caden, when you were a kid. You know the red light, green light game?
Are you kidding me? God, I'm not 14. Man.
Okay. All right. I'm
course I
not
played-
sure if your
yeah.
generation played that, but a lot of you, you may know what I'm talking about, where, you have people racing, or, people trying to get to one spot, and then one person saying red light, green light. And this is, that kind of analogy. When I'm hitting my shots, let's say a drop or whatever, anytime that ball is flying through the air, that's my green light.
Yeah.
Like if I think the ball's gonna be on the more unattackable side,
Yeah.
right? And then right when he's about to hit it, or she's about to hit it,
Red light.
it's gonna be red light, and making sure that you split step. So
Yeah.
we have a split step video coming out soon, specifically on that. So make sure you follow us on the Briones Pickleball YouTube channel. Good tip, Kaden.
Thank you.
Good tip. A lot of players, you're right, do not stop. They do not know. Just one little quick tip I would say is make sure that I would say stop earlier than you think.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people may stop, but it's late.
Yeah, for sure.
It's
No
late.
question.
So if you're waiting until after your opponent hits the ball, you're most likely going to be late.
Yep. Agreed.
So, okay. So my strategy tip, this is a quote
Oh.
from a UFC champion.
Ooh.
Yes. And you guys and gals can guess.
Is it me?
No, it's not you.
Oh.
But even though it's UFC, this is actually great. I got a YouTube comment. I forgot who sent this, but I'm sorry. But he gave me this idea. So UFC champion Conor McGregor.
Oh.
Okay. And he says this quote, and obviously he's relating it to fighting, but I think it just perfectly fits in to pickleball. You ready?
Yeah, I'm excited for this.
All right. So strategy tip, via or from Conor McGregor, but from me to you out there. He says precision beats power, and timing beats speed.
Ooh, that is
What do you think,
wow.
dude?
I mean, yeah, you could definitely tie those into pickleball. He probably was talking to pickleball
He
players,
probably-
but
he
he didn't
probably was.
He didn't mention it because he was probably a little
Yeah.
embarrassed at the time.
You're right. So this is honestly, when I read this quote, I was like, ooh, this is really good. So let's break that down. Precision beats power. I could see how in boxing, obviously, like you could have all the power in the world, but if you're missing shots and you're not precise,
Yeah,
you're not going to hit anyone.
it's true.
Same thing with pickleball. There's a lot of players out there that like to hit the ball hard.
Yep.
We just released a video actually on attacking spots.
Yeah.
Like pro level attacking. Where are the spots they go for? And what we were talking about in that video is we're going for specific targets.
Right.
Not super hard, but strategic targets on the body.
Yeah.
And we're trying to be precise. And from that, we are looking for a weaker ball to attack.
Yeah.
And things like that. What is your thoughts on precision beats power?
No, it's true. I actually tell a lot of my my students this because it's very easy to just want to hit the crap out of the ball. So if you guys are finding that you guys are, trying to hit the ball a little bit harder, but you guys aren't doing it in a controlled way, you guys need to make sure that you are focusing more on your location and your spot and where you guys are trying to hit the ball over just hitting it hard.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, higher level players know to let those go.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't have a target in mind, find one. Find one.
There
Precision.
you go.
Precision over power.
I
All
like
day,
that.
all day, every day. I honestly thought you were going to give us the famous Conor McGregor quote that said, "I'd like to apologize
Oh, okay.
to absolutely nobody."
Ooh, I like that. That's next week.
Okay.
But let's get to the second part of this. Precision beats power. And then it says also timing beats speed.
Yeah.
So what's really interesting about that? What are some timing things that you think are really important in the game? Caden?
Yeah, well, I would say just court positioning and shadowing on a court, it can be considered timing over speed, right? Because I work a lot on this with my students where, you have to know to follow the ball,
Yep.
right? And you can't just stand in the center of your court and think that you're in a good position when you're moving your opponents out wide. So if you guys find that you're, able to hit cross-court shots or move your opponents around, you can't just stand in the center of the court and rely on your speed to now move yourself to the next ball. Whether you're fast or slow, you can close ground and take away time from your opponents by shifting over and following your ball instead of just moving to it as you have to hit it. So I would say timing over speed. You guys have time. And you guys can use it to your advantage. You don't have to be the fastest player in the world to play pickleball.
Okay.
There's
a lot of good players out there that maybe not have the best mobility.
Yeah.
But because of their precision and because of their balance and positioning, like what you just said, they're really great players. Now, timing beats speed. I want everyone to think about that right now. I'm actually going to wrap this back up into your tip, Caden.
Oh.
So you didn't think about this one, but we were talking about the split step.
Yeah.
Now, this is the best probably example that I can see, or if you guys and ladies out there can think about this. But as you or your partner is hitting that third shot, we're trying to close in, trying to gain ground through that transition, trying to get up to non-volley zone. What I often see is players sprinting in after the third, and then they're getting caught somewhere around the kitchen line because they're trying to speed through transition and they don't split step.
For sure.
So that's speed. Now, when it comes to timing, we're going to hit our third. We go and move really quickly, but the timing of that split step right around or right before your opponent hits it. So that's really important.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And sometimes, and here's what I see all the time, if you're trying to speed through transition and get to the line, most of the time you won't be stopped. So let's say they shove a ball into you or whatever, you're going to end up missing the ball into the net anyways. But if you're timing your split step right, even if you're a little bit off the line, you'll be in a better place to reset.
Yeah, the timing and maybe an extra shot or two is better than just the speed all the way up to the kitchen line.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay, man. That's really good.
Let's go. Little Conor McGregor action.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. McGregor. We would love to have you on the podcast, by the way, to talk UFC and pickleball. So
Maybe he's a pickleball instructor too, but we just don't know it.
Maybe, man. So now, going over our strategy tips. Hopefully you really enjoyed that. All the people that watch this podcast, I know you're here to learn. Go ahead and go to brionespickleball.com for more info on what we do. But yeah, this is a long podcast. I understand that we do timestamps or time codes, so you can skip to something that you really are interested in the description. So if you don't have time for the full podcast, just go down below because we have a lot of things to share with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Caden, you just got back from South Carolina and North Carolina.
And Cincinnati.
We're going to get to, stay tuned. Caden hits one of the most incredible shots on the APP tour. We're going to get to that.
It's pretty cool.
Right on the live stream there, Championship Court. So we'll get to that. But before that, why don't you tell me how your clinics went? You ran some clinics there in South Carolina.
Yeah, so my trip was actually just a dream come true.
Okay.
I mean, it was
right.
there was just nothing that could have gone better except for the fact that my flight got delayed like 4 times from North Carolina to South Carolina. Yeah, I had a 40-minute flight to South Carolina, and my flight was at 5 o'clock, and I ended up not getting on the plane until 7:30. But long story short, this trip was pretty picture perfect. So I played in the North Carolina PPA Open, North Carolina Open. There's the brain fart I was talking about. I played with Rob Cassidy. Super fun. I'm actually playing Texas Open with him upcoming next weekend.
All right, man.
But we played in that, did pretty well. Actually played JW and Dylan on the grandstand court out there, and we were beating them in the first game, and then we managed to choke it away. Yay.
Yeah.
Anyways.
we'll get into that, but clinic-wise, so you're traveling
Mhm.
and teaching all over.
Flew to South Carolina.
Yep. And again, really quick, if you would like Caden to come out to you and you would like him to conduct a clinic in your vicinity or club, he's available. So go ahead and check out the description below to sign up for one of Caden's camps in your area. But how did that go?
It was so much fun.
Because I went last year
Yeah.
to, is it called the Cliffs?
It's called the Cliffs
Yes.
Resort. And I had actually never heard of it. And believe it or not, a lot of people in Carolina had never heard of it. But actually, like looking at it now, it's a very kind of like...
It's secluded, dude.
It is. It's kind of its own little area. And it's in Greenville, South Carolina. It's absolutely beautiful out there, dude.
There's a lot of green, dude.
So green. I know. It just reminds me of like Golden Gate Park.
Okay.
So that's why I loved it so much. But very low key, kind of like a small little run downtown. But like this resort was, I mean, probably one of the nicest resorts I've ever seen in my life.
It's in the hills, and shout out to Audrey. She helped us, or she helped us put a lot of things together.
Yeah, she's a queen, man. She's awesome.
And she's
So sweet.
she's actually the head like director there.
Director of racket sports, yeah. So she runs the tennis and the pickleball, and I mean, for good reason, man. She's a baller.
Yeah. So I have a text from Audrey, and I just wanted to share this with you.
Oh shoot! It's gonna be like Caden was the worst.
so this is after Caden conducted his clinic there. Obviously, we work directly with everybody, but it says, "Dear Katrina and Jordan, how blessed am I to know you, and blessed that you are to have Caden on your team.
Oh.
You guys are so special. I wish I had a chance to tell everyone how awesome you guys are. You deserve all the success in the world. Caden was incredible, and the members loved his camp so much. Please let me know how I can help tell others what great instructors you both are and amazing human beings. Thank you. Looking forward to 2024, Audrey."
Damn.
Yeah.
I'll be back, South Carolina. I'll be back.
There you go. So, no, it looks like they received it really well. And you had some giveaways there. You gave away some shirts, some paddles, right?
So we gave away some paddles, gave away a Selkirk backpack, actually two of them. Gave away some lessons. It was fun. It was so much fun. And
let's
I had two groups of 8.
Oh.
And I got to see them for 3 hours each day.
Mm-hmm.
So for 2 days there was a total of 6 hours of lesson. And oh my God, just the students, the courts, all of it. It was so much fun.
No, that's great, dude.
Perfect.
Let's see. Actually, I have a few pics.
Holy.
Here. This is So this is kind of like the. I think this is the place that I went to, but
This was I went to 2 different places.
yeah. Okay.
But okay, so you see that lady in the front in the blue?
Yeah.
Her name's Karen. She is probably the sweetest Karen I've ever met in my life.
Oh, a sweet Karen.
Yes, a very sweet Karen. And you know what's funny is when I always start the class with just like everyone introducing themselves because I don't know if everyone knows each other.
Yeah.
And when she said my name is Karen, I was like, please be nice. Please be super nice. Because, to rub any Karens the wrong way, but there is a stereotype for Karens right now.
There's a stereotype.
And so, she ended up being easily not only the nicest Karen that I know now, but easily one of the best people I have ever met in pickleball. But crazy story here is that she was eating this protein bar during one of our little snack breaks, and I was like, what kind of brand of protein bar is that? I'm always looking for protein bars. I'm too skinny, And she was like, oh, it's this new one. I love them. And she was like, here. And she ripped half of it off, and she said, here, try the rest of this. And I was like, oh, that's really sweet of you. So I was like, okay. So I tried it, and I was like, oh, peanut butter. I love it. Like, I'm a big peanut butter fan, so anything peanut butter is always good. And so I ate it, and I was like, wow, that was really good. And so I was like, Karen, thank you so much. That's really sweet of you. I got a box in the mail yesterday.
Wow.
2 boxes of those protein bars.
Wow.
Shipped to my door, and she texted me just
from
saying,
Karen.
Yeah, from Karen.
How did she get your address?
She probably got it from like Audrey or something. Because now that I'm thinking about it,
Wow.
Audrey asked me for my address.
Wow, that's
But,
really cool.
But yeah, so it was really, really cool. And
Karen. Thank you, Karen.
met a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
Karen had a sister named Mimi. She was super sweet.
Yep. So this is obviously, I mean, look, it's beautiful. Those are nice courts.
Yeah.
Those are nice.
No, it was so much fun. Oh, look.
This is some
Aiden in action.
yeah.
Oh, wait. Why do I look like that?
This is Kaden teaching some. And I don't know, you're maybe telling people to push their partner away or something here?
I think it's more like hit your volleys out here. You know, hit your
okay.
volleys out here. No, wow.
Yeah.
That is a good tip, though. Did push your partners away if you need to.
Okay. All right. So anyways, that was, yeah. So those are some really good picks there, Kaden. I'm glad you had a great time. And let's see here. You want to go right into, actually, yeah, we'll go right into your North Carolina APP experience. How about that?
North Carolina PPA?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Well, so that was the Jack Sock tournament, as most people would know.
Oh, no, not that one. No. Let's talk about the
The Cincinnati.
Cincinnati.
APP Cincinnati
Yeah,
Open.
let's hop right into that.
No, that was a great tournament. I am super fortunate. I got to play with Jack Monroe.
Shout out to Jack.
And believe it or not, Jack Monroe, if you guys don't know that name, he was the first ever 5.0.
13-year-old.
Or, I'm sorry, he was the youngest 5.0 pickleball player ever
At that time.
Yeah. And he's now 19, but he was 13 years old when he became a 5.0, and at the time when it happened, that was considered the highest level of pickleball. So that is a huge accomplishment. But now he's a
beast.
You know, just getting back into the pro scene, and
He's a bit bigger.
Yeah, he's huge now. He's a beast. But long story short, we ended up going 3-2. I don't know for sure what part of where we finished, but it was definitely top 7. I think it was I think it was 5, but who knows?
But yeah, let's move right into the famous shot of the tournament here.
Yeah,
I think. And so this is the APP tour, the Pro Tour here, and you're playing against Johnson Cola and Brendan Long. Is it Brandon or Brendan?
Brandon Long.
Yeah, Brandon Long. So and did they get silver?
They ended up getting silver. They were the 3 seed in this tournament.
They got silver, and you guys ended up taking them to a third game, 10-7 here. Let's just take a little look. A little looky.
Yeah.
And see.
There's my partner, Jack. We're on the far end.
Dude, Jack's so...
I'm serving. I'm a little sweaty.
Okay, so we got you serving. Got Brandon. Look at that deep return. Little top spin drop.
Oh, come on. Don't drop me like that.
Oh, so if you viewers can't see this, we have a little behind the back no look action from Kaden here, and it lands perfectly in the court, and Jack couldn't dig it out. He was pretty frustrated there. But look at that, huh? What were you what are you thinking here, Kaden? I mean, are you trying to are you going for the highlight here? Or, I mean, is that necessary?
I wouldn't say it was necessary, but it was about all I could do. I kind of so one thing to notice, right? Yeah, right after I hit that shot, I realized I had kind of left a little bit of a hole open in the center of the court. So I thought he was going to kind of go for that middle line. So you can kind of tell I put my paddle in the middle there. And
yeah, what's really interesting here is Johnson Cola. So you actually get to the ball.
Yeah. Johnson
Cola does a little misdirection shot here.
He does. He makes it look like he's going to go down the middle.
And I think you're kind of baiting him, I think, maybe with your forehand. Yeah. But look at this. So Caden's kind of a little bit off the non-volley zone line. The partner in front of him, Johnson Cola, flicks it behind him. And instead of taking an easy backhand, you're going to go behind the back because that's more efficient, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. So that was the point of the tournament, man. Yeah. I mean, if you would have lost, dude, if you guys would have won that point, I think maybe that'd be on ESPN somewhere.
Oh, I think so too.
If you guys would have won it.
I think so too. To be fair.
You know what I mean?
To be fair, I love, Mary Brasha is one of my favorite pickleball players. But she hit that merry-go-round last year. And that was number 1 on the list for top pickleball shots.
Wow.
Of 2022. And one thing that I want everybody to remember really quickly, they also lost that point. So if I lose this one,
okay. I
it
didn't
shouldn't
know
take
that.
me out of competition for
There
it.
you go.
But
There
no,
you go.
no. But I mean, yeah, it was a pretty lucky shot. I wouldn't recommend doing that.
Yeah.
Honestly, it was kind of just a reaction. But I will say, PPA North Carolina and APP Cincinnati back-to-back weekends, I actually had a tweener and I had a behind the back in the same match in both tournaments.
Okay. Well, trick shot Caden over here. So in the APP, you went 3-2
Correct.
with Jack Monroe, and how'd you do with at the PPA with Rod Cassidy?
We went 3-2 as well.
Okay. All right. Good. Cool.
Rob and I beat some good teams. We, like I said, we could have taken a game off J-Dub and Dylan, and who knows what else, but we didn't.
Okay, man.
But yeah, Cincinnati was cool. We ended up losing to William Sobek and CJ Klinger in the back draw, and we were up 8-3 and 13-8, and we lost 15-13.
Those are tough, man.
Got to work
Those are
on the
tough.
closing skills. I'm just going to go home and practice opening and closing my door so I can work on my closing skills in pickleball.
There you go. All right, man. So that's a good recap. Sounds like you had a great time there. Again, if you would like Caden to come and run a camper clinic to your area, then check out the description below. Fill out a form.
We would have a lot of fun.
So that he can fly out to you. Now, secondly, we're going to hop right into just a little announcement here.
Oh.
You know, just a little announcement. And that is we are going to start and begin to do some paddle reviews.
Yeah.
So that's really exciting for Caden and I. So for those of you who kind of like our input on certain paddles, and we're actually not gonna only be reviewing Selkirk paddles. We for sure will be reviewing probably all the Selkirk paddles at some point.
But shebang.
But we'll be we have some exciting things. We're gonna be also reviewing and giving our thoughts on other brands as well. So stay tuned with that. Check out our YouTube channel. We're going to be posting them there. So, and here we go, Caden. This was from a while ago. I saved this. I have saved this comment on YouTube because I didn't want to forget it.
Oh.
But check this out. This is back in Red Rock. Okay. Just a little shout out to Caden here. So I don't know who this guy is.
So is it a question or just like someone?
Matthew from San Antonio. Here we go.
Okay.
I attended and played in the Red Rock Open last weekend. It was my first tournament to watch and play, and I had a really great time. One of the highlights was being able to watch Caden and Rob play Tyler, Leung, and Callan Dawson in the backdrop. Though it didn't turn out favorable for Caden, I was very impressed with the attitude and the drive he had right up to the last point. What impressed me even more was how positive he was after the loss, and how much he built up his partner in the aftermath despite losing. In the same tournament, I saw many pros and non-pros handle losses very differently, so it was a breath of fresh air to see such a stellar example of sportsmanship and being a solid partner. I introduced myself to Caden, and he was very gracious in chatting with me for a bit. That same night, he saw me later on and asked how things were progressing for us, and he gave me words of encouragement. Super impressed with the pickleball community as a whole, and even a bigger fan now. I have listened to all of y'all's podcasts and will continue to do so as you provide great insights, not only in the X's and O's, but are good examples of what pickleballers should be. Matthew from San Antonio.
Dude, I actually remember Matthew.
Okay.
I remember actually talking to him after the match, and I mean, a little bit of a bummer that he had to watch that match because it was pretty ugly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think.
So I guess some
pretty cool.
some things to learn from here is there's always people watching you.
Yeah.
Pro and non-pro amateurs. If you guys are conducting yourselves in a good way, positive way on the court, I think that goes a long way.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, I just think that's really good, dude.
Thanks, man. Yeah. I didn't know that was going to be such a high praise comment, but that's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool. That makes me really happy. I mean, I always pride myself in winning and losing the same way. You know, whether win or lose, it doesn't give you any right to be a jerk on or off the court.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, we all just play pickleball.
There you go,
And
man.
we all just enjoy pickleball. So why not, be kind to others and enjoy it together.
I like that, man. So keep doing that, man. That's
Hey.
really good. That's good news to hear. And then now, towards the very end, we have a lot to talk about the recent Atlanta PPA with Anna Lee with the Triple Crown again. And we have a lot of new partnerships in the field is getting deeper and deeper. So stay tuned to that. If you want to actually jump to that portion, go ahead and go to the timestamps or time codes and click on that. But before that, we have some local Arizona news. We're both in Arizona.
Yeah.
And one of the things that's kind of crazy and that is coming up here. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Where are we here? Okay. So one of the very, very interesting things here that we have going on. And I talked to you about this yesterday, Caden, but
Yep.
we have the first and only pickle mall set to open here at one of our big malls here in Tempe, Arizona. It's Pickle Mall. It's going to be, I believe, what does it say? 24 state-of-the-art courts in over 100,000 square feet of Arizona Mills Mall space. So obviously, COVID and things like that, there's a lot of stores, unfortunately, that have shut down and closed down. Look at this beauty here. They're taking probably 3-4 stores, and they're taking that space, and they're converting that in a mall to some championship looking courts, 24 indoor. What do you think about this, dude?
Pretty crazy. I mean, personally, I've seen a few indoor facilities in my lifetime.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be honest, every time I see indoor pickleball courts, there are always things that I could fix.
Yeah.
So when they say 24 state-of-the-art
So we'll
pickleball
have to see, I guess.
pickleball courts, I question it a little bit.
Yeah.
But that being said, I mean, the more pickleball courts, the merrier, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
yes, as pickleball players, we are very picky about little things on the court. Honestly, I don't know why we are, but we are.
Well, it matters.
So, yeah, I would say in this case, this is a dub, guys. This is a dub for not only pickleball in Arizona, but pickleball in general, because it just shows you the demand
Yeah. So
for pickleball.
Yeah, so check this out. This first scheduled location in the country will be at Arizona Mills Mall in Tempe. And
Oh, wait. That's literally at the mall that I charge at.
Yes, that's what I'm. Yeah.
Oh, I charge my car at this mall,
Okay.
guys. I'm going to go charge my car and just go play pickleball.
All right. So it says here, pickleball has the ability to end this epidemic of loneliness. Pickleball CEO Wes Shaw said when Shaw was looking for the first location to start pickleball about 5 months ago, he quickly realized that setting up shop in Arizona was a no-brainer. There's hot summers, chilly in the winter, and it has a lot of wind. There's a lot of elements that can affect pickleball play. This is a great spot for us. So, the CEO here is going to be doing this in several malls around the nation, which is pretty crazy. We'll see how that goes. You know what? It'd actually be cool to maybe shoot a video here and kind of our experience, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah, Wes Shaw, if you watch any of Briones Pickleball podcast, feel free to reach out.
Oh, there you go. We would love to have the
Yeah.
Pickle Mall CEO on the podcast.
Yeah, my phone number, I'm not sharing that.
And DM him on Instagram there. Okay, so there's that. And okay, we went over paddle reviews. Next thing is, you know what? Let's jump right into the PPA. PPA Atlanta.
Yeah.
And again, I haven't been here, but this is one of the best venues I've heard.
I've been there.
Oh, so yeah, tell me about it, because I heard it's a pretty cool place, because it's a tennis center that they convert, right?
It's pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty damn cool. And they have like a really big bleacher center where like there's one show like tennis court that they turn into like 4,
And
like
the- Yeah. And the courts
are
are like they're
oh yeah,
what's
you
it
look
called?
down
They're synced in.
yeah, they're synced
Sunk
in.
Yeah.
There's there's a big row of bleachers. I mean,
Yeah.
and it's not just like 12 rows. It's
a lot.
It's freaking like 60.
Yeah.
So it's like a full on college graduation.
Yeah.
If you're playing in those courts. And so I've actually I've been lucky enough to play on one of those courts, and just like looking up, you're like, holy smokes, are all these people watching me?
Yeah, no.
And that was 2 years
Wow.
ago.
Okay.
So imagine what it's like now. But it is a very beautiful venue. It's an indoor and outdoor.
Got it.
So the year that I went, it actually rained,
Oh, they have indoor courts there.
and so they put indoor courts in there.
Wow. Nice, man.
But I will say they were taped. But I mean,
Okay.
it was just kind of a last minute thing. But then the next
Yeah.
day on doubles day, it was outdoors, and it was super cool.
Okay. Well, we got the Atlanta Open again. Anna Lee Waters again, triple crown winner. One of the things, I should have pulled this up, but I think year to date, starting January, she's like 86-2
Yeah.
in everything.
Yeah. Mixed
So-
men's, mixed women's and singles.
Yeah. So dominant force. And you know what? As pickleball grows and as it's continuing to grow, man, I don't know if we'll see something like this again.
I mean, Ben did it a year ago.
Yeah.
But
This is maybe more. It's definitely more. She definitely has more triple crowns than Ben, though.
oh, for sure.
It's
I mean, she's on another level.
yeah. So we're gonna talk Anna Lee in a bit, but we're gonna go over the men's doubles pro. So we got Ben and Colin Johns for gold, Matt Wright, Riley Newman, familiar faces there for silver, and then Dylan Frazier and J.W. Johnson for bronze. What have you watched here, Caden, or anything that stuck out to you here?
Yeah. Well, let's talk a little bit just about Championship Sunday first.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. I did watch. I actually they put it on YouTube finally, so I ended up watching the final match.
Do you not have an Amazon Prime TV?
I do, but I ended up watching on YouTube. Oh yeah, and that's another thing we could talk about. But they're for the very first time streaming it on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, signed a
Which,
multi-year deal with them.
Really interesting.
PPA signed a multi-year
Wait,
deal.
so is every PPA from now on going to be on Amazon?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. All right, so that's really interesting. Number one, so if you're an Amazon Prime user, that's good for you.
Amazon, man. Just going to own everything.
Yeah. And then, but for Ben and Colin Johns, what I saw was a textbook clinic. I don't know how else to say that. Colin played, I would say above average. I don't think he missed much. Great resets. They were just so tactical. Super tactical. Now, when we talk about going in with a game plan, you'll see Ben and Colin, the thing is, they're so disciplined and they never kind of swerve off the game plan.
Yeah. They know exactly what they need to do to beat Matt and Riley.
Yeah.
And
yeah, there's a lot of talk on there on Facebook and again, they don't have a lot of wins against the Johns. I think they've won 4 times out of a lot.
yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens next year with Riley's partnership, and because I guarantee you he is looking for another partner that maybe has some other tools, because Matt is great, but it's hard to crack that code right now.
It is. Yeah. I mean, well, and here's the thing is, I think right now Matt gives Riley the best chances to always be in the competition for a gold.
Yeah.
I just think that Ben and Colin have seen them so much to the point where I think they know exactly what they're going to do to beat Matt and Riley.
Yeah.
And so it's tough, right? It's like a job. It's like, okay, do I stay in this job that that I maybe don't love, but I'm comfortable because I get paid well, or do I say, okay, well, I'm gonna try something new and find out what happens.
Let
tricky.
me ask you this, Caden. If you were to replace Matt Wright, and this is a good discussion, we could all discuss this. We'll never see it until next year. But if you can pick 1 to 3 people that could replace Matt Wright, and you think that has a chance against the Johns, who would it be? I have a couple people in mind.
Okay, I'm thinking Dylan Frazier.
Okay.
I think Dylan and Riley would be a really good team.
Mm-hmm.
I think personally, Dylan is a super solid right side player. Now, I don't even think Dylan would want to leave JW. I think they both really like playing together, so I don't even think that.
But
would
let's
even
not.
happen.
Yeah, but thinking about not even leaving, you're right. Dylan's the first that comes to mind.
I would say maybe AJ Kohler, only because they've had some success before. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, AJ and Riley have beaten Ben and Colin before, and I think it's just
At one time.
It's like a little slightly different thing that maybe Ben and Colin would have to change their game plan for a little bit.
Yeah. There's what we're saying is the list is very short.
It is a very short,
very short.
It's a very very short list.
And it's really interesting. So for me, I'd honestly put J Dub in there. That'd be a very interesting combo. I don't know how that would gel, but that would be interesting for me to see.
Yeah.
JW and Riley Newman, because JW doesn't attack much.
No.
He's super solid and super very consistent.
Yeah.
But his counters are ridiculous.
It's true.
So
both of them could speed up and clean up whatever they want.
Yeah. So, and then it's unfortunate we didn't see the Ignatowicz and Riley Newman duo that often or that much. We only got to see it one time, but I think that they would probably give them a run for their money. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see. One thing I do want to shout out is 4th place. I know we don't shout out 4th place, but a new kind of contender here, Connor Garnett and Gabriel. Is it Gabriel, right?
Yep,
Gabriel Tardio. Man, just young kids. Tardio is like what? Is he like 19, 16?
No, I think he's like
17, 18.
17 or 18.
Yeah, so there's some young bucks coming in the game. I think they had a great run.
Yeah, I actually beat Gabe in North Carolina, but him and Connor, actually, I like this duo.
It's about matchups, man.
Yeah.
Like we're talking about now.
Yeah,
I mean, you could put someone with some random person, but
and I don't think people would consider Connor a doubles player. He's a good doubles player, guys.
No, he's worked on his game.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to Connor in a second.
He's a good doubles player,
but
and
he didn't used to be good.
Yeah, I will say, if you guys are in the Arizona area and interested in possibly learning a few things, Connor actually will be coming out to Arizona on June 24th. He's going to be teaching at the Legacy Sports Complex that I work at, and we're doing a clinic on Saturday, June 24th. So if you guys are interested and in the area, feel free to check it out. I will send the website link to Jordan, and
or just a message, Kate,
or just message me if you guys are interested, because it'll be a really fun clinic, and it'll be a good time.
All right, so that was men's dubs. Again, Ben and Colin, 2 strong.
7-7-7.
2 strong, 2 tactical. We'll see what happens going forward. And then singles, obviously we had the upset. Ben Johns gets upset by Christian Alshon, 11-5, 6-11, 11-7.
Did you see the controversial call?
Which one?
So Ben hit a return of serve, and it was a tight match in the third game, and he hit a return of serve, and it clipped the net, and it bounced, and Christian got to it.
Yes.
Hit it back over the net, and Ben just caught the ball because he thought it double tapped.
Okay. So what was I watched it several times. What was your take?
I actually don't even know. I read the comments to kind of scout out what people thought, and it was pretty 50-50.
It was 50-50.
I actually thought
I'm like really close to 100% sure he got it.
I thought he did too.
Yeah. So anyways, what happened is, it clipped the net. Ben Johns hit a shot. It bounced once. And then right before the second bounce, Christian Alshon, he's appeared to hit the ball, but Ben thought it was a double bounce.
And that was a table turner after.
Yeah, so interesting. But Christian Alshon has lost every other time, so this is his first win, I believe, against Ben. So kudos to him. I know he's been working on his singles game.
Oh yeah, you know that's going on his YouTube channel.
Yeah, we know that. And then so J.W. Johnson for gold, and we got Connor Garnett. Again, Connor's name comes up again for silver, which I think is a pretty big upset. And kudos to Connor. And then
you beat a lot of good players that day to make it to Championship Sunday. Like AJ Kohler, obviously not a singles guy, but still a great player. Then took down Julian Arnold, who, is also considered a top
5
singles player.
For sure.
Then took down Tyson.
Yeah.
I mean,
ridiculous.
And then took down Jake Kuzmiter, who's a great singles player as well.
Yeah, so Jake Kuzmiter for bronze, I want to make sure I shout him out. I honestly, I've seen him play multiple times. He has the skills to be top 5.
Oh, for sure. Lefty.
Super good.
Filthy forehand.
Just nasty. And then, so with Ben losing, obviously we have, these top players, they're not going to go for bronze. They're probably going to just drop out because to save themselves. But JW gets it done 11-9 in the third. And it was a really close one with him and Connor. So shout out to Connor Garnett. His podcast will be coming out sometime this summer. I interviewed him actually a while ago. Really nice guy. So yeah, there we go. So that's that, and we're gonna hop right into mixed doubles pro. Surprise, surprise, we got Anna Lee and Ben Johns again. You guys already knew that because Anna Lee with the Triple Crown, Paris Todd and Riley Newman, newer pair, and then we got Catherine Peranto and Tyson McGuffin. Anything here? You say you didn't watch much of the mixed.
No, I didn't. But I will say I did see a little bit of Riley and Paris play.
Yeah.
As you know, my best friend here in Arizona is Cody Newman. So anytime Riley's playing on center court, I know because Cody makes it known.
And you're rooting for the Newmans.
Oh yeah. Well, and I mean, long story short, actually, I have seen Riley and Paris play together before. It didn't go so well that time, but I think personally, I think they played really, really well this weekend. I mean, I watched bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And there were moments where I was going, "What the heck are they doing?" And I would turn it off, and then I would turn it back on eventually and say, "Oh, what? They're winning." And they had a really good tournament. I think obviously besides the match against Anna Lee and Ben.
Yeah.
I think they had a really good day at doubles, and I mean, I don't know if the Paris and Riley duo are going to be something that we see more of.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
But I would say for the second time of them playing together, I would say it's been pretty good.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was mixed doubles pro again. Ben Johns, Annalie Waters. Pretty much unstoppable right now. Let's move right into women's doubles pro. Annalie Waters, Anna Bright, gold. Georgia Johnson, Vivian David. Shout out to them for silver, and Catherine Peranto and Paris Todd for bronze. And to me, not even to me, I mean, statistics have shown. I mean, Anna Lee can play with Anna Bright. She could play with Catherine Peranto.
Yep.
Anna Lee could pretty much play with multiple partners and pull off the gold, which kind of just shows her dominance.
Yeah.
She switched partners multiple times.
She has.
And she always comes out on top. So, Annalie Waters, what are some things, Caden, that you think separates her from the field right now?
Oh, my gosh.
What are some of the things?
I'd say the movement.
Okay.
She's just, most people that are good are one step above the ball. I would say she's like 3 or 4 steps above the ball. She's just on top of it. And I think she's such a ball dominant player where any ball that you hit to her, you can never take her out of a point. You know what I mean? And she plays both the left side and the right side really well.
I think that's really good. It gives teams different looks. And one thing that I've seen about Annalie's game that she's developed over time is her movement and poaching.
Yeah.
She didn't used to do that.
No.
So she's covering a lot more court. You can say more like a player dominant, kind of like how Ben takes a lot of the court.
Oh,
but,
for sure.
But she's doing that more even in women's doubles. And she puts a lot of pressure. I mean,
Everywhere.
Again, you're so great defense, great offense, just very consistent. She doesn't make too many errors. So
No, she really doesn't.
that really is, and on top of everything, and it kind of goes back to this, but it's the mentality as well. Her mental dominance out there. She never falters. She never gives up on a point, even when she's down. I mean, that's the thing, though. She doesn't get down that often, but yeah.
No,
I mean,
she's a baller, man. She knows what she's doing.
yeah. So
I actually had to back her up on an Instagram post. There was there's like an MLP post where she was kind of taking over, and she ended up losing the point. But God, just people in the comment section, man. Oh, you have a partner, you know. Oh, what a ball hawk. And I'm like, guys, just God.
Hey, you know what? At the highest levels, and you know what? I heard this. Well, when all this was going on, because it always happens in mix, in particular, because the guys happen to take a lot of court.
Yeah.
And again, I just want to, for all of the viewers out there, unless you are 50-50 pretty much with your partner, you know, first of all, you're not going to be playing 50-50 percent wise of the court at all times, because due to your positioning, you're going to be in different spots.
Exactly.
And then number two, we see this in men's doubles and in women's. So it's not a gender thing, really. It's a strategic thing. But like, let's say like more of a Ben Johns and Riley Newman, they take more of the court with Matt Wright and Colin Johns, and then Anna Lee takes more court when she's playing with whoever.
For sure.
And it's about pressure, and it's really about pressure. And again, this is what I was going to get to. In other sports, we talk about, let's say, basketball. So the NBA Finals is coming up.
Yeah.
It's a team sport. Obviously, there's 5 players on the court, and you're only going to win with a team. But when it comes down to the final seconds, or it comes down, when the team needs a lift, the best player is going to have that ball in their hands and is going to try their best to impose their will. And that's
right.
It goes with any sport.
It goes
with
really
any sport.
does.
So,
perfectly said.
Yeah. So that was that. Oh, and then lastly, Annalie Waters for gold, for women's singles pro, and shout out to Mary Briones. Okay. So shout out to Mary. She did really awesome, and that was one of your, that's one of your favorite people or favorite ladies on the tour, huh?
Yeah, I've been manifesting this for her for a long time. I, in previous podcasts, I'll always, try and get her on the medal stand, and this tournament, she went out and did it. She did her thing. She took down Leia that day, which was a really good win for her. She always does pretty well in these tournaments. And then,
look at this. So let's look at Mary Briones' run here. Takes out some names I don't really know, but then it takes out Salome.
You don't know Yana Grichkina?
Okay, you're right. Yana takes out her.
Takes out Yana. Takes out Salome.
Salome defeats it. Takes out Leia Jansen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, huge wins, and then runs into Annalie. And then the finals was 11-5, 11-4.
Yep.
It's definitely commendable. But, hey, what are you going to do against the number one Annalie Waters?
Exactly. And actually, in women's singles, there wasn't even a bronze medalist.
Yes. So let's talk about this.
I think for the first time ever, I've never seen a tournament that didn't have a bronze medalist unless there just wasn't people who were playing.
Yeah.
But in this case, there were people who were playing. There was just no bronze medalist.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got Catherine Ferranto and Leia Jansen making it to the bronze medal match. And it looks, by the looks of this, and you viewers could correct me if I'm wrong, but they both forfeit. That's both forfeit.
What it looks like on the screen.
It looks like that on the screen. So there's, no bronze medalist for women's singles pro. So really interesting.
Well, what I mentioned was like, okay, if they both forfeit, that means the 4th place finisher should be the 3rd place finisher. But I guess that's not how it works. So I think in the next tournament, because they didn't play this tournament, what they're going to do is they're going to bring Leia and Catherine into a room. They're going to sit them down at a very nice brown wooded table, and they're going to say, please Rochambeau or rock, paper, scissors right now for the bronze medal in this last tournament. And that's what we'll do for the bronze medal. And you know what they're going to do? They're going to rock, paper, scissors it out.
Hey.
2 out of 3.
You know what? I don't know, but that was the first time that happened, and really, really interesting. So that's the wrap up of the PPA. Man, there's so many PPAs coming up. So if you like pro pickleball, make sure you follow the PPA on their YouTube channel. They have a lot of cool stuff, and get Amazon Prime. Yeah, because like you said, it's gonna be coming up.
This bear is really soft.
This bear soft. If you like the Briones Pickleball Bear here on we're sporting him right now. But if you would like him on your desk or as a cozy friend for you or a friend, go ahead and check out the description below. We sell shirts, merch. If you guys don't know that, then check them out.
That's right.
Lastly, there's one more podcast we're gonna do next week, Kaden, and that's gonna be the one right before I head to Colorado. So if you guys don't know, and ladies out there don't know, my family and I are going to Colorado Springs. Never been there before. We heard it's really nice. And
should be fun.
Yeah, we're going for 8 weeks.
Holy smokes.
Yes, we're going for 8 weeks, and I'm going to be running my 2-day intensive camps that I've been running, and we're having a little family vacation there.
And you're just getting out of the heat, so
and getting out of the Arizona heat.
Amen to that.
Yeah, Kaden, you will actually be joining us for a week or so.
Correct. I will be there in July.
So that's super exciting, Kaden. And you know what? Just really quick here. I have these intensives 2 to 4 times a month. This is just one of the reviews here. And hey, you know what? This is our podcast. Okay.
So wait, someone wrote this?
Yeah.
If you have any suggestions on how to improve and make this training even better, please let us know. And the guy put oxygen tanks.
Oh, okay. Hold on. We're gonna get to this.
That's so
funny. Really quick. This is Ryan W here from Queen Creek, Arizona, and his review. So he was in my one of my intensives. He was in one of my 4.0 intensives. What we do is we get a group of players the same exact skill level, and we vet them, right? We have them send videos in and things like that, so that this whole experience could be the best possible that it can be. Anyways, Ryan writes, I cannot say enough about this 2-day intensive training with one of, if not the best coach in the pickleball game today.
Well,
Jordan is a mastermind and understands all the little nuances of the entire game. This training was so intimate, with only having 4 students throughout the 2-day course, which allowed me to have personalized instruction throughout all of the drilling we did. And trust me, we did a lot of drilling.
Wow. It was intimate, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, it got a little romantic?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, hey, when there's 4 people and you spend time with them over 2 days, did you
guys sit by a fire and drink wine?
No, but we do go on a donut boat.
Oh, that's even better.
I'll tell you about that later. But
okay.
He says, Ryan here, I burned over 4,000 calories each day and lost a total of 3 pounds. What I lost in weight, I gained tenfold in technique and mindset. Jordan doesn't just preach, he practices and plays what he preaches. He walks the talk and helped me understand and develop upon my strengths as well as improving the weak parts of my game. I came away understanding what I need to develop more and continue to drill in order to take my game to another level. This 2-day intensive training is hands down the best training clinic I've ever been a part of. It's worth every dollar spent. After the training was complete, Jordan sent me an email with film to break down the aspects of my game. This was so awesome. The other treat was to play games and drill alongside Jordan. He's not only a great coach, he's even a better person, humble, kind, and always willing to listen to your questions, and definitely wants you to succeed and improve. I would 100% recommend taking this course from Jordan. He's the real deal. Well, Ryan, I just want to thank you, man.
Wow.
I can't write this, okay?
Yeah.
I don't use ChatGPT. Anyways, if you like to sign up for the 2-day intensives, go to brionespickleball.com.
The real deal.
Yeah.
The real deal right here.
Thanks, man. I'm really enjoying it. So I would love to see you on the court one day, and we're booking them out through the end of the year. So, yeah. And then this is what you're saying, Kaden. It says if you have any suggestions on how to improve and make this training even better, please let us know. And then Ryan put oxygen tanks. So no, he's a
You know.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a big guy, and obviously he burned a lot of calories. So
Hey,
yeah, no.
I've had days like those myself where you do a lot of playing. It's hot out.
Yeah.
Burn 3 to 4 to 5 to maybe 6,000 calories. It's it happens sometimes.
There you go. And you know what? One last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna hop into the questions. Okay, we should have got into this earlier, but we're going to just run the segment here, and we're going to answer a few questions here. Let's see. We're going to just answer a few questions here. I'm going to pick some random ones, Kaden. I'm actually going to read them to you. I'll pick a couple from here, but these are questions from our viewers and listeners out there. So if you have a pickleball question, you have a question about technique, about strategy, about anything, please go in the description, send in your question, and we will do our best to answer them. Let's see here. So, Kaden, I'm going to give you an easy one here, and we'll talk about it. From a viewer here, how do you return balls that come your way with a lot of spin?
Yeah, I love that question.
This is a big one, and for those of you who are still practicing and still learning, there are a lot of players who like to put either slice on the ball, slide spin on the ball. They can be very, very hard to deal with. Kaden, what's your take?
My take is one word. You ready?
Oh.
Patience.
Okay. What do you mean by that, Kaden?
So when someone does put spin on a ball, the only way you can really get yourself out of hitting a ball with a ton of spin on it, with a lot of spin on it, is by letting it do its thing. So when the ball bounces, it's going to bounce, and it's going to bounce off the ground with all that spin, and it's going to start to spin in the air once it's bounced too. But I will tell you one thing. So when the ball bounces on the ground, it loses a lot of its spin and a lot of its speed. So if the more patient you guys are, you guys can let that ball bounce. It'll start to, fizzle out, but it'll still be spinning a little bit. It'll rise up, and as it's falling, right when it's falling, you'll probably realize that there won't be that much movement and that much pace on the ball, which will now give you an easier ball to hit.
I like that, Kaden. Really, really smart reply there. Some of the two things that come to mind, and this is just what I teach, but it's also what I do because it makes it easier. So you're perfectly on, Kaden. What I like to tell players is spacing. Yeah. Spacing is really important. So, and this doesn't even have to do with returns that have spin. This has to do with returns in general. Yeah. A lot of players get really close to the bounce on the court. Yeah. I see players run into the return.
Yeah. They move into it.
Yeah. Or run into the serve or whatever. Right. So whether it's they're returning or hitting their third shot or whatever, but you definitely want to make sure you leave enough room between you and the bounce, because like Kaden says, as the ball comes up, it will slow down, lose a little bit of spin, and you'll have more space to hit it. Now, what I would say is that when you have a lot of spin, sometimes on slices, sometimes the ball does stay a little low. Yeah. It's a little harder. For sure. But it will come up. And in that moment, I do recommend, this is why it's important to work on your drives. When I get a ball that I know is like really hard to drop, I'm probably not going to drop it. I'm just going to drive it, get it over. Then that next ball is going to be a lot easier.
For sure. I love that.
Yeah. Okay. We're going to go to, let's see here. Here we go. Let's just go to this one here. We're going to answer a couple more questions. How do I choose a new paddle? That's it's not a strategy question or a tip question. But what do you think, Kaden?
Trial and error, folks. Ooh. Trial and error. But no, I mean, if you guys are looking for a new paddle, I'm going to be honest. Someone's recommendation doesn't mean crap. All right.
Yeah.
I could recommend you a paddle and you could use it for the next 3 months and not know what you're playing with. And you could say, oh, well, it feels good or it doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
If it doesn't feel good, then obviously it's not the right paddle for you guys. But the reason why I say trial and error is because you really do want, maybe a couple paddles to use and hit a lot of balls with until one feels just that much better than the other.
Good.
And just because you miss a ball does not mean it's the paddle.
Okay, so this is really interesting.
Yeah.
A couple things I think about. On one side, there are players that don't give a paddle enough time.
Oh, for sure.
Then
Yeah.
on the other side, there's these guys and girls who just buy every single paddle and they keep paddle switching.
Right.
And they think it's the paddle. And so in a sense, I always like to tell players this. I think it depends what level you are, but the paddle may take up 5 or 10% of your game.
Yeah. Right.
like the other 90% is going to be your skills. So
That's true.
I really like what you said, Kaden. Try different paddles, experiment. Just one simple tip: go out there. I know you have a lot of friends when you go play rec play. Ask somebody to just try their paddle for a game. Just that's an easy way to do that.
For sure.
Try some different ones. And then just a little tip here, the millimeters.
Yep.
Just one tip here. The thinner the paddle is, generally, more power, less control. The thicker it is, less power, more control.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes across the board. It's not 100% of the time, but 99% of the time, that's what you are looking for.
Yeah. I would say that's probably one of the biggest factors is if you find something that you're not great at, you guys can pick your paddles to maybe help you out with that. So,
all right.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing paddle reviews, so look out for that. Okay. Second to last question. How do I keep my shots low?
Ooh.
So I have some thoughts. Go ahead, Kenny.
You want me? You start this time.
Okay. All right, I'm going to knock it out here.
All right.
How do you keep the shots low? So couple things here. I'm going to do a video on this. We're going to do a video maybe this Sunday.
Oh, good.
On how to keep the ball low. But there's several things. There's several things that allow you or that go into you popping up the ball.
It's true.
There's 2 things though. I'm going to only give 2. Today.
You're only gonna okay.
Only
Maybe
gonna
I'll give an extra one.
But
You don't say it.
this is across the board. When someone pops up the ball, X happens. Number 1, we talked about it in the beginning of the podcast.
Yep.
If you're moving, your likelihood of popping up the ball skyrockets.
Yep.
Okay. Number 1.
Bingo.
Number 2.
Yep.
If and this is very general, but we can break this down. If you're swinging too hard, the ball will match that.
Yep.
Okay, it will match it. So just going over that again. Make sure you work on your split step and you're stopped. Number 1, when the ball's coming to you. Number 2 is when you're hitting the ball. Anytime you pop up the ball, you could be popping up a reset. You could be popping up a dink. You could be popping up a volley. Anytime we pop it up, it's because we've hit it too hard. So grip pressure may be too tight. Swing might be too big. Swing might be too fast. Right? So but it has to do with the amount of energy we're putting into the ball. So a lot of even beginners and intermediates, I would just say, you're just hitting the ball way too hard, and it starts with your feet, because if your feet are moving, you will end up swinging bigger than you need to.
Yeah. Bingo.
Anything.
I'll give one more tip.
Go ahead, man.
Paddle angle.
That's a big one.
Your paddle angle, if it's faced wherever it's going, most of the time you're going to end up hitting it to that spot. So if your paddle angle is going upward, that ball's going upward. So watch your paddle angle, maybe lower it a little bit to get it going a little bit straighter. But yeah, that would be my tip.
All right. I really like it. Last question of the day from the viewers. Thank you for sending in your questions, by the way. If I've hit a plateau, how do I break through? So this is a really good question. And I kind of see that. That's a very general question.
It is.
But I would say that could be a very sincere question too.
It's deeper than you think.
Yeah, there's a lot of players that could be frustrated with their game. And again, it's tough. It's tough if you're in that spot. So, do you have anything, Kaden? And I'll add.
Yeah, I would say if you guys are hitting, if you feel like you're hitting your ceiling, the biggest thing because I have students who are 4.0s and 4.5s, and at that 4.0, 4.5 level, it's not that they don't know how to play pickleball, but now they need to fix little things, refine little things. So when I teach them, we're working on things that maybe we've already worked on, but now we need to fix maybe one or two little things, whether it's, your paddle positioning and setup, whether it's, just kiss the mic, whether it's your footwork to get there. There are always little things you guys can fix if you find that you're having a hard time improving on specific things or just in general. I would say personally, usually it has a lot to do with like mobility. So
Yeah.
if you guys maybe want to work on your footwork, work on maybe, having a better ready position. I mean, it can be the smallest little things to help you guys out because, I mean, it's very easy to progress and then hit a wall and say, okay, now what?
Yep.
And sometimes you have to take those 2 steps backwards to take another step forward. And then those 2 steps back will turn into maybe 1 or 2 steps forward again. So
I like it. Man.
Don't be afraid to, all I can say is if you guys are going to make adjustments, if you guys want to learn to make adjustments and try and get better and stay away from kind of plateauing, don't be afraid to miss,
Yeah.
So in my clinics, I usually run 8-week clinics, and in the final week we do gameplay. And in the gameplay, I don't expect it to be great pickleball, because what we should be doing is we should be working on the things that we've worked on over the last 7 weeks. What happens is people go, oh, we're playing games now, I want to win.
Yep. And they go back to their habits.
Right back to their old habits.
Yep.
And I actually had a lady in one of my clinics the other day who was changing her grips a lot. So I was trying to get her to kind of stay a little bit more in that continental grip.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, I just had to look at her and say, hey, I was like, I don't mind if you mess up. I would rather you mess up and do the right thing than do it incorrectly and get the ball back over the net.
Yeah.
And she was like, but we're playing games. I'm like, yeah.
That's good, dude. That's deep, man. It takes discipline.
It does.
It takes discipline to leave error or leave room for you to make some mistakes that aren't long term.
Yeah.
But they're short term.
Yeah.
So really good, Kaden. Yeah, man. So two things here I would say though. This is the last question.
Yeah.
We'll get to others in the next podcast. But speaking of plateaus, 2 things I could think of. 2 things I would look at. Number 1, I would look at your drill to rec play ratio. Most people that say this, 100% rec play, 0% drills. Now, seriously, that's the first thing I would look at because just for example, without getting too deep into this, if you're struggling with your backhand dink and you're not drilling, but you're struggling with it and you're playing rec play, and in that rec play, there's a whole bunch of bangers and you have hit 2 backhand dinks in the 3 hours of rec play, you're not going to improve that backhand dink.
It's true.
So drilling, setting aside time to work on your weaknesses and to maximize your strengths, really important. Number 2, this is a big one. If you're really at that point though, let's say you are drilling, let's say and I can run into these people, they are putting in work and time. It may be time to get a third party or second party. Yeah. Get a good coach. So these intensives that I run, if you'd like to come to that, that's great. Caden's doing some clinics all around. Everything's in the description. But again, it doesn't have to be us, okay? But finding a good coach is tough.
It is.
That's that's one. But just generally though, when you have an outside person to look at your game, like when I do these intensives, these players, I mean, they most likely at times have no idea what they actually look like.
Oh, I know
what they're doing. So when I make some corrections here and there, they're like, "Oh my gosh, I was doing that," and that's why I video a lot so that I can show the differences. But
no, it's crazy how, I mean, there are a lot of pickleball players who change their grips, and they don't even realize it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's funny because, I mean, you would think if you're doing it, you could feel it.
Yeah, no.
But even for me, like,
It's
when you see it, it's not something that just stands out.
yeah.
But it's so subtle that
it's subtle.
It almost I mean, like, as a player, like, I don't understand how I could, like, if I did it, I would always feel it.
Yeah, but it's
so small.
It could be anything. Your split step could be late,
right.
like we talked about. You can be your backswing. We
Right.
So
there's such small things
yeah.
that can make everything
I mean
a lot harder.
Yeah. So even us, like
Yeah.
as we're improving and playing, like I can see on video certain things that I could change.
Yeah.
You know, or I can improve
sure.
a little bit on.
Yeah.
But there we go. That's that. Thank you for that question. If you're hitting a plateau, those are our suggestions. Go get a good coach. If you would like to work with one of us, go to the description. And lastly, the top spin wheel. Okay, the top spin wheel, the Briones Pickleball wheel. We're gonna give it a whirl. Last segment here. No, this is a longer podcast, but we're gonna end it here. Caden, we'll be back next week, same time next week. Everybody, give it a whirl.
Topspin.
Ooh, that was an that was top spin. Yeah,
That was topspin. Did that on purpose. What is it?
Oh, we did this before.
What?
Embarrassing story.
Oh God. Okay, we did that
Okay.
one. Here we go. One more time.
We'll do this again. I gotta update this, by the way, guys. All right.
Watch you land on it again.
Sticky situation. Okay.
Oh, a sticky situation.
So I have one. I have a random one for you.
Okay, go for it.
Okay. So these are off the wall. Little off the wall.
Okay.
Okay, you're playing a tournament, and playing a tournament, doubles, men's doubles, you and your partner, could be anybody, maybe someone you haven't met before. And then you're playing. Score is 10-10. All right, 10-10. Super big point. And then back and forth, and you guys are serving, right? 10-10-2, right? Back and forth. You know, we got some digs, we got some resets, we got a lob, we got a return of the lob, everything. And then the your opponents end up hitting an overhead smash to the corner, line corner, and your partner calls it out.
Uh-huh.
But you are 95% sure that you did see it in. And scores 10-10 too. And the ref saw it out as well. But you're sure that
You're sure that it was in?
that you're because you were right there. What do you think, man? Sticky situation here. Look, we're gonna put Caden on the spot here. This is a tough one, man. This is a tough one.
If the ref saw it out, I saw it out too.
Yeah. Really? You think so?
Well, so
you know what's really hard? And this is I've been in some situations kind of like this, but it's hard, I think, at times. And maybe, you know, leave some comments below on a situation like this, because it's hard at times to overturn your partner.
Yeah, and you
know what
also
I
don't
mean?
want to be that guy to overturn your partner. Now, I mean,
You know? And
Yeah.
then but you second guess yourself. And then if the ref sees it, then
Yeah.
what do you
Here-
what would
here's-
you do though?
So here's what I'm thinking.
What would
okay?
you do, Caden? Seriously.
So okay, honestly, 100%. This is me.
Okay.
If I genuinely saw it in,
Yeah.
I will call it in. I will
Okay.
genuinely call it in. I have had a situation where
But
I was playing against Rob and Alex Newman.
Uh-huh.
Alex probably called like 3 balls out that Rob had to overturn him for.
Yeah.
And you don't want to be that guy to overturn your partner,
Yeah.
but there's a difference between being like, "Oh, I thought I saw it out," and being just like, "Oh, it was out because it was
Yeah.
out and it was close and so it was out."
Yeah.
You know? And so like honestly, genuinely, if I thought I saw the ball in, I would give them the point. And I've done it before where like
That you've overturned your partner?
I've overturned my partner.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've overturned my partner, and I genuinely was like, I thought I saw it in what, like, I actually looked at my opponents and was like, what did you guys think? And they were like, yeah, I thought it was in. Now, of course, they're going to freaking say that.
Yeah, it's a
Right? So I probably shouldn't have asked, but
yeah, but it's definitely I've seen this also in the pros go on, and it's definitely on the harder side to actually basically disagree with your partner and not helping you guys out.
Yeah, it is.
But it is that's a big thing. I don't know. Leave a comment below. That situation, if you're on the side where, oh yeah, I definitely overcall it. Like it's tougher than it is.
It really is.
It's tougher than it is, dude. Especially if the ref sees it.
You know,
and
yeah.
It's tight.
And if the ref's like, I thought I saw it out, I saw it out as well. I'm going.
Maybe I saw it out.
I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe I should get my eyes checked out.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I could be just tripping from waking up early to play in this tournament this morning.
There you go.
I don't know.
All right. So leave a comment below. Tell us what you would do. All right. What you would do. Okay. Here we go. Last spin here. Trivia.
Oh,
shoot. Man, maybe I should have planned it for this more here. But you have a trivia pickleball question for me?
Okay.
Shannon? I have one. You asked, you try to stump me. I got one. And then I got one for you, but you asked me one.
Okay.
All right. Could be rules. It could be anything. Trivia question for the viewers. Type in some trivia questions.
That's right.
For us.
I don't think this one.
Okay. No worries. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. Before Ben Johns, who did Kyle Yates play with the most in tournaments?
Before Ben Johns?
Mm-hmm. Before Ben Johns was Kyle Yates' partner.
Yeah.
Who was Kyle Yates' most consistent partner?
Do you know this for a fact?
Mm-hmm.
Dave Wambach. Or Wes Gaverson. Who is it?
Aspen Kern.
I don't know, dude. I don't know if that's true.
Every picture of Kyle Yates that I've ever seen from 2015 to 2017, he was playing with Aspen Kern.
All right, we need statistical data on that. I don't know if that's measurable. But
I'm not kidding. I just saw a picture like yesterday of a tournament from 2016, and they were playing together.
Okay, shout out to Aspen Kern. He's a pickleball forum guru there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Brian Ashworth was a close second, though.
Okay. Pickleball trivia. What year? This is really easy.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, what year and where was the birthplace of pickleball?
Oh.
Come on, guys.
Come on. If you guys don't know this, Washington.
Where? Well, leave it in the comments if you know it below. What year?
What year?
Yeah.
1967.
Oh, my gosh. Guys,
1973.
Caden's about to get fired from this podcast here.
1977.
Okay, 1965, dude.
What did I say? 67?
Yeah.
Oh, I was close. See?
Oh,
okay.
man.
Well, see, all right, that was the year my mom was born.
Really? Okay, 65, 75. So, I don't know. How many years are we? 65,
I'm not doing that math
75,
right
85,
now, bro.
95, 105. Oh, we're coming up on is that almost 50 years. We might have a celebration. Or am I way off? 60, 70, 80, 90.
Actually, well,
Oh,
hold on a second.
Oh, 60 years. It's coming on 60 years.
Yeah, you're way off, bro.
Okay.
You're Asian, too. That's disrespectful to the Asian
I'm Pacific Islander.
Oh, true. Okay. See, it was disrespectful that I couldn't do that math because I'm Chinese. So.
Oh, okay. Anyways, yeah, 1965. This sport has grown, man. It's just incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, I started 8 years ago, and to see it,
8 years ago?
yeah,
Damn.
I couldn't even imagine what it looks like, what it looked like 20 years ago, 30 years ago.
Have you seen that video comparison of 2013, like
Yeah.
the Pro Open compared to like this year,
Yeah.
10 years later? Like it's night and day.
It's evolved. It's
Night and
evolved,
day.
everyone.
Yeah.
It's evolved, and the game is not getting any slower. So
It's not.
work on your hands, work on attacking and your offense.
Yeah. Can I shout out a couple of people real
Yeah,
quick?
sure, man.
Quickly. I would like to shout out 2 specific people. One of them, his name is Chad Huck. He lives in North Carolina, specifically Davidson, North Carolina, and he was kind enough to house me one of the nights that I was there, and he was super awesome. He took me out to a sushi dinner, and the next morning took me to a nice breakfast, and he was just super nice, super generous, just a really nice guy.
Shout out.
He actually lived like 35 minutes away from the complex, and like he had left for the day, and I was looking at Ubers, and they were $140, and instead of making me pay $140, he came and grabbed me. So he was just super great. So Chad, he did make the Instagram. We did take a picture together, but he was super nice to me, and so I just want to shout him out really quickly. And then there was another guy that introduced himself to me in North Carolina. His name was Chase, I believe. I'm pretty sure it was Chase. But he came up to me and was like, "Hey man, I just want to say I really love the podcast." I was like, and so I actually asked him. I was like, "Well, what parts? I always want to ask people, some honest feedback." I said, "What parts do you like? What parts do you usually like skip? On the timestamps and stuff like that." He's like, "Dude, I don't even use the timestamps, bro. I watch the whole thing." So Chase,
dude,
shout out to you, bro. I hope you made it this far in the video on this one. I hope you didn't skip any parts. But
shout out.
I just want to say thank you for the support.
And for those of you who say that our podcasts are long, true. You don't have to listen to it all in one sitting.
You don't.
You can just do what you do. Hey, maybe we start a little like giveaway thing where were you telling me about this, where we say little keywords throughout the show?
Yeah.
And then if everyone gets them all, we kind of send them or input them in a drawing.
Yeah. So we're I actually thought of a little idea where we are going to sporadically put 3 very random words into sentences, and you guys have to watch the video or the podcast and spot them out. And if you guys can find them, you guys would be entered into a giveaway, and hopefully we could do giveaways, either every week or every 2 weeks or, but yeah, first word, Fergalicious.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know where we're going with that one, but
no,
we may start that. So stay tuned for that.
Yeah, but let's say like if the word was Fergalicious, I'd be like, oh yeah, man, like I was feeling really Fergalicious out there, and and you guys would have to spot that out. So if you guys can do that, that's good on you, because I'm gonna be really good at this game.
Okay. Hey. Type in some comments below of the first words that we should include.
Yeah, they got to be like
off the wall,
or like super random, like little sentences that we could put into other sentences. It was a pancakes and waffle type of day.
Yeah,
I don't know, something random.
Again, thanks so much, everyone. It's great to have Caden back. We're only actually gonna have him back for another week, so then I'm hopping on to Colorado Springs. He'll be visiting us. I did record a lot of different podcasts, so coming up for those of you listening, I have a lot of different guests this summer, and Caden will be one of them. But this summer, we're kind of taking a little, not hiatus, but we'll be taking a little bit of break because I'll be traveling. He'll be traveling for tournaments. But expect a Briones Pickleball podcast every week. We will still be coming out with one with interesting guests on the show.
Yeah.
Caden, was good, man.
Yeah. If you guys wouldn't mind, leave a comment down below as well if you guys would rather me wear a hat or not wear a hat. That was a big discussion for me and Jordan today.
Don't be too hard on Caden's image. He takes that seriously.
No, you can be harsh. I can take it. But also at the same time, all you got to say is hat or no hat. Don't say much more. I don't know. Yeah. But yeah.
Okay. Everybody, to all the Briones Pickleball viewers and listeners out there, we really appreciate you. Check us out, brionespickleball.com. We'd love to see you on the court. Until next time, thank you. Peace out.